It's now time for women's singles. Pusarla v Sindhu from India takes on Indonesia's 5th seed, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. Ansa Young, by the way, who's been garnering lots of headlines, lots of attention. She is through to the semis after beating Supanida Katong in 3, the top seed in her first tournament back since winning Olympic gold. Later on, we'll see Putri Kusumawardhani playing Yo Jamin of Singapore. Well, look at that. That's a huge lead on the head-to-head. 10-2. The last time they met was at the French Open last year. PV Sindhu won that one. We saw her with a huge lead against Hanyu as well. 6-1 yesterday, and what was quite an epic match, wasn't it? And she had to come back from a game down. Sindhu?
Yeah, and it was it'll be a massive confidence boost for Sindhu, just because as of late, she hasn't quite played at the form, you know, everyone expects. Last week, she didn't perform to the level that, you know, she would expect.
Sure.
Change of coaching staff, change of a few different things. So yesterday's win, I think, was massive for her. And could she do it again today?
PV Sindhu, 29, tall player, 179 centimetres tall, from the south of India, Hyderabad. She's 18th in the world, of course. She's a former world number 2 and a former world champion in 2019. Won it silver twice in 2017 and 18, bronze twice, 2013 and 14. She's an Olympic silver medalist in 2016 Rio and a bronze medalist in Tokyo 2020. Commonwealth Games champion as of now and an Asian Games silver medalist from 2018. Pao Yupo retired against her. That just took 26 minutes. The Hanyu match was a toughie at 63, but she went from strength to strength in that one. And on the HSBC BWF World Tour, she has won 4 titles to her name, the most recent being the Singapore Open more than 2 years ago. She did get to the Malaysia Masters final this year. Gregoria Tunjung is 25, 166 centimetres tall. She's not far away from her best ranking of 7th, which was achieved in July of last year. Got an Olympic bronze, which I think was a fantastic achievement, given the quality on display. Has only played Danish players, Kjærsfeldt and Blichfeldt so far. Won both of those. Former world junior champion in 2017. And on the HSBC BWF World Tour, her last title was the Japan Masters last year in Kumamoto, the Super 500, stunningly beating Chen Yufei. Lost in the final this year of the Swiss Open to Caroline Marin. Jesper Larsen of Denmark, our umpire, supported by Andrew Clark of Barbados. He's the service judge. All the more impressive, given that she has just, I mean, how far she's got in this tournament, given she's just recovered from chickenpox.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, as far as I understand, obviously, when you're a bit older and you have chickenpox.
It's even worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's even worse. And she needs to, well, I think the key for her is to get back into her rhythm, her momentum, because, you know, leading up to the Olympics, she was such an exciting player to watch, Gregoria. She's got so many shots. She's so charismatic with the way she plays, and it's getting back into that routine. And it was so unfortunate after Olympics having a difficult virus to deal with that is chickenpox, and getting back into her rhythm for this tournament. This is a really exciting game.
a unique coaching structure, if you will. Two men vying for the job at some point. Or PV Sindhu. So it was the Japan Open and the Korea Open that
right, Gregoria Mariska
Tunjung had to withdraw from.
And on my left, Pusarla v Sindhu, India. Gregoria Mariska to serve. Level. Play.
Yeah, 10-2, that's got to be playing somewhere in your mind, isn't it? I know you try and draw a line under it, but it's got to be in the back of your mind there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely relevant because it shows, you know, maybe favoured style of play does suit Sindhu, but then I would say also the age gap between them does indicate. Sindhu's a double Olympic medalist. Last time they played was almost a year ago. That it does show they haven't played each other that recently.
Yes. In fact, this was the last top 10 player she's beaten outside of Han Yue. PV Sindhu. So it would be quite something for her to keep going like this.
And her opponent from
and she does have that drift with her. She's shown in previous matches as well how devastating her attack is. Really well played. You could see there Gregoria Tunjung favouring her forehand on the defence. Sit just across her in that awkward position.
Oh, lovely. From Tunjung, you were talking about her array of shots.
Yeah, and it's so crisp and clean the way that she hits her overhead. And it's not only that, it's so deceptive. You can't tell where that's going because she's reversed that almost at the last second.
Trying a bit herself there.
3-all.
And the exciting thing about Gregoria Tunjung is obviously, for me, she's the one that's kind of revolutionised ladies singles going forward in Indonesia. There's a lot more young players now coming through, and it's not obviously all down to her, but they see that, you know, she has achieved phenomenal success already, and it gives you that extra belief when you're training day in, day out with a Olympic bronze medalist, or, you know, the winner of the China Masters or Japan Masters, sorry, or whatever exactly tournament it is, but she's playing at that level.
Service over. 4-all. Five, 4.
And again, it's so hard to actually know where that shot's going, because it looks just like, you know, a totally different shot, a straight clear or a straight drop or a full smash.
Service over. 5-6.
Well, you can hear the Sindhu supporters.
Service over.
And it's pretty much wherever Sindhu goes now, she's
7.
got fans cheering her on. Badminton is so big in India now that, you know, she's a real icon over there. how the sport has grown in India over the last 10 years. It's phenomenal.
Tunjung now just increasing a lead up to 3. Yeah, I think it certainly did raise some eyebrows, certainly as to how impressive she was at the Olympics. She wasn't considered to be necessarily a medal contender.
Would say over the last maybe 12 to 18 months, she is one of the most improved players for me. She showed so many signs. I mean, I remember at Masters when she beat Chen Yufei so comfortably. It was a real shock.
That one, everyone stood up, didn't they?
She was so good.
Yeah. It really got people noticing that.
And obviously the way it ended, as in winning the medal, I'm sure anyone, you don't want it to quite go in that way, where Carolina obviously couldn't participate.
Yeah.
But it's an amazing achievement for Gregoria to be an Olympic medalist, and also for Indonesia ladies singles as well.
It's over. 6-10.
Yeah. Without having to state the obvious there, of course, Carolina Marin had to withdraw with injury in the semi-finals. That meant almost by default that she got that bronze. Tunjung.
Did see a clip recently of Carolina in a rehab, and it looks like she's doing incredibly well. So, you know, it's a player that I'm sure everybody hopes can make that recovery, just because it was so tragic the way it happened.
Heartbreaking. Yeah. Oh, the placement there.
11-7.
Absolutely brilliant. It's been a fantastic start for Tunjung, who's up by 4 here in the first game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Sindhu. Sindhu. Thank you. Eleven, 7. Play. Service over. 8-11.
Well, you can see what Tunjung was planning there. Yeah, she's just wincing at that.
Yeah, Gregoria is definitely a player that's not going to be passive or sit back or try and win by, you know, being a defensive player. She's definitely a more attacking, creative, almost at times slightly flamboyant player. I would say a typical Indonesian in regards to that. It's like that. It's just the way she hits it is so nice. It's so clean.
12, 9.
And it's so hard for Sindhu in this situation to be actually able to see where the shuttle's going.
Sindhu losing in the round of 16 to eventual silver medalist Herbing Jiao in Paris.
Service over. 10-12.
She does incredible to get it back, but there's no way she's getting up from that one.
Remember, Tunjung took a game off, and so young, in the semi-finals of that Olympics. Oh, the hold there, sending just that millisecond.
30-10.
This is why, you know, Tunjung, she is so dangerous, because skill level needed there, it's very high, but also it's so smooth, it's so clean the way she plays it, makes it even more deceptive. But having the confidence and the vision to see where the gap is. Difficult thing is at the moment, Pusarla is, most of the rallies are controlled at the moment by Gregoria. It's definitely not impossible. It's definitely not for Pusarla to win. But she needs to try and get a better control of the rally.
How much of the end, the less preferred end, as it were, playing into any of this at the moment, Chris, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be an attribute, as in an aspect of it. How big, it depends on... Again, we've got a challenge.
Whatever happens, though, that shot was sublime. It's just so good to watch, isn't it?
And I think with when we talk about the drift or the conditions, every player will be slightly different in regards to how they favour it or dislike it. And for some, you know, in certain conditions, they will really struggle. And we saw it in some previous matches earlier in the week. Some players
unsuccessful.
Bang on the line.
One challenge remaining.
Excellent shot.
Service over. 15-11. Play.
Brilliant again. And
again.
Even the overhead she played. When we actually dissect the overhead she played, it was a fantastic reverse.
Yeah.
Just the shot before this one that we're not quite going to get to see, but everything she does is just that little bit special, Gregoria.
Service over. 12-16.
Well, after missing out on Japan and Hong Kong, and sorry, Japan and Korea, she went to Hong Kong, lost in the second round to Ratchanok, and then a surprising defeat, Malvika Bansal in China.
Yeah, and I have to say, I don't think we saw the usual Tunjung. And, you know, it comes down to, when you've got a virus, you can't train properly. You have to allow your body time to recover. And then when you do go back into training, it takes a bit of time to get your confidence, your feeling, everything back. And you might only be out for a week, but it takes a lot longer than that to actually get the real version of the player back.
And I think we saw more of that at the Arctic Open, where she got to the semis. Lost to Han Yue in 3. It's just out now. She is going to challenge that. I thought she might have a case, but probably not. Sliding out.
Definitely not going to make a prediction on this one.
I thought you were saying definitely not out or something. Tell you what, this will be a 6-point lead if Sindhu gets this wrong. And it's going to look difficult from here.
The unfortunate thing is we've got a challenge on the other court at exactly the same
time today. I don't think I've ever experienced that before.
No.
Oh, my word. It is just out by
unsuccessful.
Such a tight margin.
No challenges remaining.
Yeah, and that's well highlighted by the umpire there. No challenges left in this first game.
Tunjung, it is her game to lose now, you feel.
Fault.
I want to point out as well, Chris, when we commentated, there's some Indian fans, when we commentated on Sindhu yesterday, she struggled on this end against Hanyu, if I recall. And I think we almost remarked about a player transformed when she went at that far end.
Yeah, it was very, very different. And it can be a number of things. It can be, she did start a little bit slow in her match yesterday.
Yeah, she did.
I don't feel, to be fair, she started slow today.
No.
Unfortunately for her, Tunjung's found her level very quickly, which is...
Just look at, she's finding the line. She's playing beautifully.
But the difficulty is she's kind of getting given that chance just because she's controlling and dominating the rally. So she's the one who's being proactive. She's the one that's taking the game on. And when you give her a bit of time, Tunjung on the overhead or anywhere, she has this finesse about the way she plays the shot that is so clean and it's so good. And we've seen this from Tunjung in different matches. You know, the first game that she played in the Olympic semi-final against An Se-young, it was similar to this,
right,
where she was just exceptional.
7 game points now for Tunjung. Well, that was a bit of a gimme. Tunjung's not going to care. She has taken this first game comfortably. 21-13.
You can play completely freely. You push, you clear, you do a high serve, all of it will work. But from both sides, what she's doing a lot of the time is from her forehand, a straight clear, you clear back, cross drop. On your forehand side, straight clear here, you clear back to your backhand down. So always it's one straight, one cross, one straight, one cross. Just be aware of that. But from here, you'll get a lot of chances to push. None of this will go out. Clears, all of this stuff. If you push to the forehand, remember she'll do the hold and cross drop. Just be up, keep. And right from the start, little bit aggression if you show, it will really, really help. Okay? Pump yourself up each point. Don't worry, even a couple of points, if it feels like you're getting a bit breathless, it will come back for you. It will not come back for her. You will come back down to normal. All right? Pump yourself up. Really push yourself. 1 point at a time. All right? Come on. Come on, sit down. It's okay. Come on. Yes, from both sides. From both sides. One thing.
Jangan kasih ruang tembak. Kalau mau dibuka, buka. Siapa aja di defend. Oke. Oke ya, yakin ya. Satu poin.
Interesting. There, Chris. Tunjung being told 1 point at a time now on this end. And we've been told now it's almost like a different game, isn't it? Sindhu's coaches are like, this is you. This is for you now. You've got the advantage, the initiative.
Play.
And it's a slightly different match with the way that the ends are.
And he made it very clear as well, Adam Sridhar, to say you need to be aggressive from the beginning. Show her that aggression.
And it sounds so simplistic, and it is, but you have to show your opponent you still believe. Because the first game was slightly one-sided towards Gregoria. She played really, really well, and she did control and dominate the first game. And again in that rally, but it's so important that Pusarla, you know, she makes Tunjung truly believe that she thinks, as in Pusarla believes she can win. It's that extra belief that it's the doubt you just put in your opponent's head, and it sounds so simplistic, but
it's a mind game.
These
right?
1% and 2%, they do honestly make a difference. Brilliant block. And we're already seeing it. We're seeing more energy. We're seeing more belief from Pusarla. Yes, she's down the end that she favours, where she can use a bit more power in her shot. She can push her opponent in the deep corners.
I remember us commenting yesterday, she was sort of bouncing a bit, wasn't she? The body language was so much more positive.
it. Yeah, body language, there's a few sides of it for me personally. One is obviously what you're showing your opponent, which is you're showing your opponent you believe, you're confident, you know, and the other one is also yourself. It sounds silly, but you're giving yourself the extra oomph, the extra belief, and it does make a difference. It really does.
Oof.
And she was amazing, you know, in the first game.
So precise, wasn't she?
But in the first game, yeah, Gregoria, I think she missed probably 2, and they were millimeters out. And already, I think she made 2 easier mistakes in the start of this.
Yeah, good.
What a contrast to the first game. We've not had a rally. No. We've been incredibly quick.
Massive change. Well, she's just... It looks like a player transformed at the moment. Sindhu. And we've been clear to say it's not like these are hugely drifty conditions, but it's a mindset. If you're telling yourself that is the end that you're going to be profiting from, you also go in there with the huge change in how you approach things, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. And I think sometimes when we go into conditions that we feel a little bit uncomfortable with, we stop ourselves. You know, we have that doubt, we have that hesitation, we overthink. You know, we think, oh, they're doing so well, they're playing so well. And yes, they are, but we're accidentally allowing them to because we are overthinking.
Telling ourselves.
You know, it's drifty, there's no doubt about it, but both players that are on court will have played in much driftier conditions and more complicated conditions. I think it was a case of the second game. Pusarla, she had a fantastic start, a really positive kind of change. She felt more comfortable, and I think then Tunjung had a bit of a slower start, why it looks quite as extreme as it did. Brilliant. And it's so hard for Pusarla to read where that's going because it is almost a last second just turn, but it's played so nicely. And it could go straight, it could go cross. She's also got the one where she just holds it and pushes it down the line, which we saw in the first game that she played so well. Wow. And the more that rally was going on, the more I could just see that Tunjung now, she's feeling more comfortable. She's kind of adjusted a bit better to the second end. Yeah.
More of what we saw in the first game, right? Those kind of shots.
And even, I mean, that's just brilliant. But there are even some other shots in the rally that kind of get, they don't get noticed. But she's reversing shots like it's really easy, but it's not. The position sometimes, she's slightly late and she's still playing a lovely reverse. And she makes everything look easy, to be honest. Wow. When she plays like this, I don't know what the answer is.
Almost just...
It's millimetre position now. Yes, the clear was short, so Tunjung was in a good position. When she gets like her range and her feeling and her confidence, which she's now got in the second game, she does look so good.
This has been outstanding, really has. After a shaky start.
She's making it clear to everyone, yes, there is a drift. The ends are different, but when you acclimatise, if you get what I mean.
You can play it.
Yeah, you're fine.
6 points in a row. And there have been some outstanding winners in that.
This is the thing now, which, you know, obviously Pusarla doesn't mean to do, but she starts to slightly force the point, which we just saw then. You know, she's trying to play too tight a return of serve and she ends up gifting a very easy point, but it's because her opponent, she's almost like, well, what do I do? My opponent's doing everything right.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
9.
The precision at the moment is really quite something to savour.
This is going to be a tough challenge if Tunjung can keep this up for the unique coaching combination that Pusarla has at 11 points. You know, what are they going to be able to say to her?
It's now 8 points in a row. Comes to an end.
7,
It's the best run we've had today. Now, there's only 2 points in it, but I just wonder whether psychologically that's just given her such a boost, Tunjung. Well, that might be one she would rue.
9.
That she'd expect to at least get over.
The way she's playing, though, is everything's in her hands. What I mean by that is she's controlling the game. It's her destiny in regards to, you know, she missed it by a fraction. She's not really allowing her opponent, Pusarla, to kind of take control of the game and give her any opportunities.
These are kind of cheap points, though, that she has given away.
Definitely, but that's kind of the way that she plays, Tunjung. She is, you know, very, very aggressive in the way that she takes the game on, and sometimes it can lead to simpler mistakes. But then on the flip side of that, we've seen some absolutely outrageous winners.
Yeah.
Like that.
Service over.
And she's not really a player that's, you know, she doesn't invest in the rallies as in, you know, a rally-style player where she moves the shuttle around really well. Someone more like Yamaguchi or Chen Yufei or even Ansei Young, she's not really like that. She's a lot more aggressive and she really tries to take the game on. How many of those have we seen so far? We've seen so many where the players left it anticipating the shuttle to land out, and it's almost at the last second the shuttle kind of just slightly dips back in on that side.
But it's Sindhu that goes in front. There could have been a lot more. She was 6-1 up at one stage. 9 of the last 15 points have gone to Tunjung. 11-10 after Tunjung took the first game.
Kalau nggak enak, turun panjang, jepret, rancang lagi, ya, batasin lagi bola-bola atasnya. Ya. Mana yang mau disemprot?
Saya butuh dukungan.
But you have to give it more height. Right now the height is not enough, so she goes back and just hits it down the line. You take it up here, you hold, keep, or you send it a little bit higher all the way back. Okay? Most important thing is remain patient. This is the most important thing. It's all right if the odd point here or there, but it doesn't matter. All right? Whatever the score is, you can still fight back. You can still fight back. Okay? You've just proved it. 1 point at a time. Keep pumping yourself up.
20 seconds. Coach 1, 20 seconds.
So you're doing that.
11-10. Play.
Sindhu now back in with a little lead here, but remember that the last one that she had, 5-point lead, whittled down but very impressively by Tunjung.
Over 11-12.
So back to that 2-point lead, that little advantage. Oh, again. She just plays that so effortlessly.
Yeah, her round the head reverse is pretty exceptional. I've seen a lot of flick serves from Sindhu. A little bit surprised maybe Tunjung isn't either retracting, isn't having a slightly deeper base or ready for it. That would have been something special if that had come off.
14-12.
This is sometimes the other side of the coin in regards to when you've got so many shots in your array. You know, you can play almost anything from any position on court. Sometimes it's the decision, the choice that can be the complicated bit. Seeing now, Pusarla really fired up. This extra kind of oomph, if you want to call it that, or this extra fight, I would definitely say she's increased the pace at which she's moving.
Yeah. Coupled with quite a few of those wayward shots from Tunjung. Oh, I thought she played that very nicely.
13-16.
Definitely at the moment, the player that is having to chase more is Pusarla. The big thing is both players have only been on court the exact amount of time, as in the same. They've both been on court before this match for 89 minutes. So fatigue shouldn't really be a factor in this for either of them.
Just maybe snatching.
14,
Yeah, she did.
16.
Just slightly, as she was playing that shot, she was already moving back. Here. This one. Already retracting, and she's pulling away from where she wants the shuttle to go, which drags the shuttle into the net. The match is in the hands of Tunjung in regards to if she hits a winner or a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, but
she's
the thing
dictating.
that I have to say Pusarla's doing really well is she's managing her best to control the situation, because she's almost just asking another question again consistently to Tunjung. Now we've definitely seen a lot more unforced errors, which you didn't really see in the first.
No.
So good in the first. That's brilliant. Brilliant from Pusarla.
14.
She's done so well to turn this round, because it would have been easy when she had that fantastic start in the second game, and then all of a sudden her opponent comes back to not crumble, but to almost overthink or lose a bit of belief. But she's done so well.
Service over. 15, 18. 11-5. Sindhu. Sindhu.
So deceptive, that forehand reverse. Comes around it.
Up by 4 now.
15.
Sindhu in a good position. Oh, it's taking it well, really well. 5 game points.
15.
Slight differences there. She's now starting to read what her opponent's doing. You could see she didn't fully recover. She knew the shot was going back in that direction.
Service over. 16, 20.
Still 4 game points here to save for Tunjung. She's had one almighty comeback here already. Can she do another one? No. Just out. We are going to go into a third game.
Second game.
Sindhu takes the second, 21-16.
21-16. 1 game all.
You want to whack it sometimes hard into the body is completely fine. Okay. The other thing is it's not so fast that you can't clear at all. You have a good control. You are able to control. Cross jaw clears me. You go cross. Doesn't matter. And when you get up at the net, you keep ready for that re-keep, ready for cross. Okay, very, very important. Serve sometimes, just once or twice. A little bit harder, not way too hard. A little bit harder will also work. Okay? But most important is take your time, be patient, just 1 point at a time. Alright? Let it be an extra 3 shots, 5 shots, 6 shots in a rally. You will recover 10 out of 10 times. She won't. Okay? Come on, sir. 1 point at a time. Yes, from both sides.
Rasanya udah, wah betul-betul. It's okay. Kamu sudah maksimal, nggak apa-apa. Tapi kalau memang Gregoria, saya mau ke, ayo fokus. Ya.
And if it's out, you play. Okay? You will last longer than that. Come on.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Final game. Level. Play.
Now, Tunjung is back at the end where she played so well. And if we, again, follow the logical pattern as it should be in theory, she was going to want to have a nice, decent lead, 4 to 5 points before we change ends halfway through. Of course, that's not taking into account that Sindhu has also managed to get more information and adapt better to this end.
One of the big things, Sindhu's side of it, you know, she was reminded by her coaches that it was a case that, you know, the end isn't as bad as you think. You can still clear, you can still go over, you've got good control. Sometimes it... There we go, you know, it's a good example of it. She has that ability, and sometimes you doubt yourself and you know that, yes, it's more difficult to do, that you are then a bit stiffer or a little bit more tense when you play the shot and it becomes harder. But there, she's in trouble. As in, she's taking it low and incredible control. I mean, she's put it on the line, so it's total perfection. But that should give her the confidence to be able to play the full court.
Over 2-4.
Definitely say the pace of the game's gone up.
The 2 times that Tunjung has beaten Sindhu was actually back-to-back. 2023, the final of the Madrid Masters, and then at the Malaysia Masters, just about a month and a half apart. Both times she won in straight games.
Tunjung, she really does have such good slice and reverse slice, the way that she can control it. This is obviously a short lift. No way, it's impossible Sindhu to be able to get that back.
Yeah. How she's just able to quickly change into those shots, just That deception put into it, the grace as well.
It's actually amazing that there's a player from Indonesia that's actually being out-cheered, because generally the Indonesian fans are the loudest.
Very good point.
No matter where they are around the world, they're very passionate fans.
I don't think I've heard the Indonesians yet today. Not really. Normally they're somewhere around.
Not enough have made it to the venue yet, maybe, or have travelled over. The Indian fans are definitely making themselves heard.
Yep, for sure.
6-2.
She looks a lot happier. Certainly playing the kind of shots that we saw in the first game. Tunjung. Just how good are these?
That's the thing, she's in the rhythm, she's in the flow, and she's the one who has that extra, just that extra, whatever it is, of a second. You know what I mean, like a fraction of a second extra time on the shuttle, but that allows her these extra possibilities in her shots, and it's a case of, at the moment, her opponent, Pusarla's the one doing most of the chasing.
Nothing at the moment she seems to be able to do to stem the tide.
I do think one of the important things that Pusarla was told at the mid-game interval was she has to trust in regards to the longer the rally goes on, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because if she's confident her fitness is better than her opponent's, she can maintain this if it's 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes, however long the game's going to go on. The problem is, at the moment, she's not managing to do that because Tunjung's shot quality is just so good.
Yeah. That is going to be a challenge. Not sure it's the most confident of challenges, but it is, at the moment, a 7-point run that she's on right now, Tunjung. But she would dearly like to continue right till the end of this first part of the game. She's got a nice big lead here.
Please welcome the technical officials for court number 2.
It is good.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining.
Now, is that what
It's over.
PV Sindhu
3-8.
needs now?
Sindhu.
Try and close this gap.
Pusarla here is just being reminded that nothing is allowed to be outside the box, and part of that towel is just sticking out. Very strict rules on that.
Well, there's no doubt that one's out.
9-3.
So far, so good as far as Tunjung is concerned, Chris.
10-3.
Yeah, now it's at a point, this is a difficult thing. That last shot for me was not desperation, that's an exaggeration, but it was trying too much in the wrong position. That's brilliant, that's brilliant.
That's more like it.
This is what we almost need more of.
4-10.
It's very easy for me to say that, you know, sat here being able to see it all and can't feel the stress that Pusarla's under.
She needs to narrow that gap as much as possible now, Sindhu. Give herself a lot less work to do. That is good. It's an excellent shot again. So it's a 7-point. That's probably exceeded her expectations, Tunjung. It's now up to Sindhu. Really, on the end that she has really come to life in, to turn it on.
get a bit annoying that she's anticipating a lot of the shots. She's maybe guessing that what you're going to play and it's actually working out. Doesn't matter. If you remain patient right now, it will come back so quickly, it will make your head spin. That quickly it will come back. Okay? Just careful from your backhand. Cross flip has to be high or completely flat. Not that in between height. Come on.
Play.
So Sindhu's got a lot of work here. It's a big 7-point gap that she had to try and whittle down. She's already got the first point right off the interval.
Service over. 12-5.
She's increased the lead to 8. This is going well for Tunjung.
Fantastic there. Pusarla.
6-13.
And it's definitely going to become a bit of a mental battle in regards to for Tunjung. It's going to be just thinking point for point. She wins a point, loses a point, but she keeps on that momentum. Obviously, she's going to continue this pretty big lead. 7 points is quite substantial at this part of the game.
She lets out a little shout there, Tunjung, because she knows. Now here at 8 points, she's in a very good position. She can afford to lose a couple, win a, you know, just... She's got that big cushion now, hasn't she?
Wow.
That's good.
Phenomenal pick-up on that forehand block from Tunjung, and then to get round that.
7-14.
Oh, no, it was out. I thought it was in.
Oh.
Oh, it was in, yeah.
Yeah.
The umpires confused us all.
Ladies and gentlemen, no challenge.
Okay, so all's well that ends well.
But I actually quite like that because he accepted he made the mistake,
yes.
and then he did ask Pusarla if she wanted to make a challenge,
which is what it should be, right? Anyway.
Yeah, but I think he did well there.
Yeah.
Service over. 7-15.
A couple of quick points back for Sindhu.
8-15.
Only takes a couple more, and then all of a sudden the momentum of the game shifts, and the pressure shifts as well onto the shoulders of Tunjung. some of the accuracy of some of the shots from Pusarla, just that little bit off. It's just a bit too central when she's trying to make... She's attacking down the side. Obviously not a body attack, but it's just a bit too close to the centre. Maybe if it's 6 inches, 12 inches wider, it'd be so much more effective. Like that.
Oh, again.
Some of the Tunjung's done so well. The accuracy of her attack has been sensational.
17-8.
It holds up, of course.
17.
Very, very good.
18-9.
From Tunjung, and just getting the thumbs up from a coach who's delighted as what he's seeing. (7-5) since the interval in favour of Tunjung, which is better than it was earlier, but still. And this is actually turning to a very big win in this third game, it looks like.
Yeah, and this would be massive for her chance of qualifying for the World Tour Finals. I know we still have quite a long time left, but currently 6th on the ranking, but winning this would put her in such a strong position because there's 2 players from Thailand behind her who can't qualify technically, so you can only obviously have two ahead of her. So puts her in such a strong position to qualify. Brilliant.
I mean, this is what we saw from her throughout, really. Just on the reverses, just something special. Look at this, 11 match points. Only the 3rd time ever that Gregoria Mariska Tunjung has beaten PV Sindhu in now 13 attempts. And she's done it absolutely beautifully, hasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, at times there she was, wow, she was exceptional. And it's the quality of shot and the variation of shot that she has, it truly is outstanding. And on this last one, the way she turns it, like, look how tight that is.
Yeah.
The quality of the shot is exceptional.
That's her first semi-final since the Singapore Open. And she'll be absolutely delighted, I think, with the way she has played overall here. Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, the 5th seed from Indonesia, Olympic bronze medalist, has beaten India's Pusarla Sindhu 21-13, 16-21, 21-9, just under 1 hour. Welcome back to the HSBC BWF Denmark Open 2024 in Odense. And here we are in the fourth match